point. Now, one of the things we try to do with Linglestown Gazette, again, I've been doing this off and on, auditioning to be your one and only journalist here in Lower Paxton Township, Central Dauphin School District since 2006. The whole thing is to bring our community together, to profile good things that are going on. And in communities throughout the United States, one of the good things that happens regularly throughout the school year is high school sports. And a person that's fairly well connected with the Central Dauphin High School sports team approached me about an idea, and when I introduced to you, I think you should be able to see him, Joe Gilloway. Am I saying your name right, Joe?
Gilloway. Just like Galloway with an I, though. Hi, Bill. Hi, viewers.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of our plans to bring a different look, maybe some more detailed looks at what's happening with Central Dauphin sports. Joe, why don't you introduce yourself, give us a quick overview of who you are and what your connection to Central Dauphin is.
Well, my connection to Central Dauphin is I went to school there good many years ago. Got out in '84. I'm a sports fan in general. I follow Central Dauphin a great deal, different sports. I am the announcer, the public address announcer for the girls basketball team, and a big fan of the team as well. I get to a lot of the away games also, and friends with the coaches, and so I made some connections there just out of leisure, really. I mean, it's a pastime of mine, and it's really one of my favorite things to do is announce the Lady Rams basketball game. I have a blast with it. They have a great program, and so that's how I've gotten back into Central Dauphin sports. I have some friends that coach, and
okay. Well, I know this is the news in the Linglestown magazine is completely unrehearsed and somewhat unplanned at times, especially today since I've been running around the state of Pennsylvania. And what I wanted you to do is I'd like to hear a little bit of your announcing. And what I thought I'd have you do is
oh boy,
think back a couple of years ago when we had Melissa Thomas, right?
Alyssa
Thomas.
Why don't I give you one? Why don't I give you one that I actually announced?
Yeah, I want to hear you how you would introduce her at the beginning of the game. How would you do that?
I was not around for her era. Could I give you one that I actually announced?
Sure, let's do that.
We'll do one that's a player that's actually heading off to Kutztown, which is a Division II, to play her college basketball there. And she's a 5'10" senior guard wearing number 0, Alexis Smith. And I had the opportunity to do that for the last 2 years. And, she was one of the players that I enjoyed watching the most and announcing the most. And she really got the most out of her career at Central Dauphin. And I'm proud to have done that. And I can't wait to watch her play in college.
All right. Yeah, she's within easy reach.
Yes, just over an hour away. And so it's just been a blast to follow her,
Yeah, the next thing I'd like you to do for us is we've had a couple conversations, and I think we've zeroed in on something that you want to do, and you're looking for a platform, and I'm more than happy to provide that through Linglestown Gazette. So what's your vision as far as what you want to do, what you want people in the community to know, and how you're going to do it here on Linglestown Gazette starting this fall?
Sure. I've always liked interviews, okay? And I like guys like James Lipton and Larry King and even Dick Cavett. And, most people, I think, when they watch an interview, they're focusing more on the person who's being profiled. I've always liked the interviewer for whatever reason. I just thought, wow, what a cool job, to be able to prepare, to be able to find out what that person wants to find out about the politician, the athlete, the entertainer, whoever it may be. So it's just something that I've always had sort of a passion for. And what we're going to focus on, Bill, is more outside of the lines or outside of the rink or the court. What brought this athlete or this coach or this parent or whomever it may be to this level? I mean, we're going to we're going to meet some people that are either playing or coaching or, taking part in a sport at a high level. And they didn't just get there. They just didn't just plop themselves on the field or the court. It took a lot of, years and a lot of people in their corner. And so they're going to be profiles more than anything. I'm not going to report that such and such had, or so-and-so had 22 points last night and 7 rebounds. You can open up the newspaper for that, We're going to learn a little bit more about some really great people in our community.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting because one of the things that I think a lot of people miss today, Joe, is that I guess the group of kids now are what they call millennials.
Yes.
And they get sort of a bad rap at times because they're very self-absorbed as a group. They live their life with their faces in their phones. Some of them aren't very ambitious, but that's maybe not accurate. In fact, I'm working with a CD grad right now who just graduated this year as an intern for my day job with CapitalWire.com, and she's just an outstanding person, and I watched her do a great job at St. Thomas Roasters as a barista. I mean, I was shocked when I found out she was just a junior and senior in high school to see how she handled herself. So I think you're running into those same kind of kids on the court and on the fields, right? You're
not going to get me to join that millennials are lazy and unmotivated train, Bill, because I'm around a lot of them that are the complete opposite, and that's who we're going to meet.
Yeah, so I think between the two of us, we can help to sort of chip away at
that
reputation they have.
Yeah.
It's not quite as bad as the national media make it.
I really don't think it is.
Well, and the other thing we talked about is doing some picking up where today's PennLive.com and the Patriot News maybe are falling short. I believe in our talks, look, it would be a good investment of my time in helping our community follow an outstanding team, and that's our Central Dauphin High School football team. I've been watching it with at arm's length, and I know they had a recent state championship not too many years ago, and they've made playoff runs in recent years. So, in your view, since you're a little bit more connected right at the moment than I am, I mean, what value do you see if the Gazette spends some more time focusing, in a small way, like Penn Live does with the Nittany Lions? I mean,
right.
I think there's any value there. Absolutely.
Very few communities have the benefit of having such a high-end sports program in their area. And, Central Dauphin football, year in and year out for many years now, they win 10 games a year just about every year. They make state championship runs. They won a state championship. I might have been 2011. I could be off a year, but I think it was. But anyway, we're blessed to have that level of play. And it's not just in football. It's in a lot of the sports. But, football season comes and goes quickly. And, it's about 3 months long or a little bit more than that. So I think we'll be able to put a focus and an emphasis on that for those 3 months and let people know that may not have the opportunity to go out to Landis Field and watch the players live, or there may not be the level of coverage, like you said, at Penn Live. We could take a better look at some individual players and maybe some coaches. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to let people get a better look than they typically have had at the Central Dauphin Rams football program.
Yeah, and I think whenever you look at a program like this that's had some success, a run of success like the CD Rams have on the gridiron, you have to look at the top of the chart when it comes to the coaches. And because I didn't have enough time to prepare, I know the head coach is a charismatic guy, seems to have a great relationship with the kids. What is his name? Like, I don't have it right off the top of my head.
Glenn McNamee.
What do you have to say about Glenn? Was my description sort of fit the bill?
Well, I don't know a lot about Coach McNamee, and I'll tell you a secret. He's on my list right near the top of people to try to sit down and learn a little bit more about. So okay. You could have a lot of those questions answered hopefully sometime in the near future.
Yeah, well, I think we can both agree, though, whenever you have a team that has success, that's a reflection of the head coach.
He's a taskmaster. I know he expects a whole lot on and off the field out of his players, out of his coaches. I mean, the proof's been in the pudding for Coach McNamee over the years. And, you know, we get spoiled sometimes. We win 10, 12 games a year and forget that, you know, year in and year out that there's a coaching staff led by Coach McNamee who are just grinding away, you know. And, you know, I'm proud to have him as the coach for the Rams.
Okay, great. So we're going to work that out. And I think the thing, this may be the place to throw in, since Joe's going to join me. He's willing to join me as a volunteer initially, but I've told him already that I don't want him to be a volunteer too long. I mean, nothing that the Gazette can offer. We can't make Joe a full-time sports reporter, but hopefully if the community finds value in finding out about some of the great kids in our community, folks are going to be willing to support that effort financially. And very soon, you want to look at the July 4th editorial or op-ed I did, a video. Did you get a chance to look at that, Joe?
Yes.
The op-ed
yes.
And that explains very clearly that I'm personally on a mission that by September 1st, there's enough money coming in from viewers, from readers, from businessmen and women who want to see this happen, that I can scale back my hours so that I can do the coverage of for the Central Dauphin High School Rams, the football team, and also keep tabs on the school district and Lower Paxton. But that's going to take some money, and we'll be talking about that in the future weeks here. We have right now 7 weeks before that happens, and I have some work to do to get that campaign up and running. But my goal, just so everyone knows, is that Joe's going to put time and effort into this. It's not fair to him to do it for free, although he's willing to do it, sort of pay it forward, as we say, to get it started. And Joe, I can't thank you enough for
That's okay.
contacting me.
I'm motivated more at this point by fun than by money. As long as I'm having fun with this, I'm in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm going to have a bigger investment in this, so I got to be able to replace some income. But nevertheless, when people do great things and people put effort in, it's worthy of recognizing you financially. I mean, that's the way it works in the professional world. So
that's for another day.
Hopefully, work towards that.
Right.
But nevertheless, I thank you so much for
Certainly.
The email. I mean, I think you were surprised how quickly I got back to you.
Yep.
It didn't take very long, did it?
No, it didn't. Hours.
So I tell you, as far as this meeting, you can drop out of the meeting. I'm going to finish the show
All right.
At this point, and we'll be in touch here shortly with you, Joe.
Okay, Bill. Thanks for having me. Take care, viewers. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the news and Lifestyle Magazine, Joe.
You bet. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, just to wrap up tonight's story, actually this afternoon.
Thinking about becoming a Steelers fan as well. I just wanted to give a shout out to another group that I'm involved in, and we had a great event this past Monday, and that's Koons Pool. I'm a board member. Was asked by the chairman of the pool board to come on board this year. We're having a heck of a lot of fun, but we had on July 3rd, this past Monday, we had a fireworks party at Koons Park and within the pool itself, the pool grounds. And it was just $3 to get in. The general public was welcome. It's a great place to watch the fireworks. Had some fun doing my alter ego. That's the Wacky Weather Guy, or WWG. All that stuff is on Koons Pool Facebook page. You can access that and take a look at those types of things. But really, beyond all that, I wanted to take a moment to thank the Linglestown Fire Company for once again spearheading a great fireworks show. It's amazing how many people pile into Linglestown. Some of the neighboring housing developments or just neighborhoods around the park. There was just a stream of traffic flowing through those neighborhoods trying to find a place to park, and then the people hiking into the park area. Happens year in and year out, and the fire company is the main driver of this show. And I think they part of it is they don't do it on July 4th. So by going on a day before or after the July 4th holiday, they get a better rate for the fireworks, and they always put on a great show. Also want to thank the Lower Paxton Township Police, and they patrol the area, and there's a lot of people there, and as far as I know, it was incident free. And if you haven't caught the what's going on this year, really the only thing that's changed at Koons Pool, there's a couple things. We have a robotic pool cleaner that has been doing a tremendous job as compared to some of the other equipment we've used in the past. So the pool is much cleaner, and that's where the wacky weather guy is saying sparkling, crystal clear blue waters of Koons Pool. It's because of this robotic pool cleaner is making a big difference. We have what's called shade sails that were put up to put some shade on the area. There's only one lone tree near the property, and that's not even in the pool area. So it's just bordering it. But what has really changed is this Facebook page. I came up with this idea to do a daily weather report. And I said right off the top that if it's going to be my ugly mug, and I can see myself on this phone, and it's not that pretty, honestly. If I turn to the side, you can see how big my beak is. I mean, I'm not blessed with great looks, but I've come up with this wacky weather guy. And also beyond that, I mean, community members and so many people at the St. Thomas Roasters have helped us out day in and day out to get community members on the weather report. And there's many of you, I'm sure, that look forward to every day seeing what's going to happen on this weather report. And it's really changed the atmosphere at the pool. I mean, the board is energized. I think the people at the pool are very positive. We have something like 60 new members. We had an outstanding, like I said, fireworks party. There's so much good stuff, so many good vibes happening at Koons Pool because of this weather report. It's amazing. And I guess to take it to the next step, if Linglestown Gazette, gets proper funding, that's what's going to happen community-wide, because people are going to be in tune with what's going on in the community. We're going to be more like a community, more like a family, if we have something to pull us together, to inform us, and to guide us a little bit in terms of how to live together side by side in our community. So it's great that it's happening at Koons Pool, and I think it can happen township-wide throughout Lower Paxton Township if we get the right kind of help. So again, if you haven't watched it, go to Linglestown Gazette blog or the Facebook page. I believe it's even on the Twitter page, and you can find that July 4th editorial. Just take a look at that, and it gives you a sneak preview of how you, someone who's watching this video, can actually get involved here in the next so many weeks. I can't give you an exact number, but again, I only have 7 weeks to raise some money to be able to scale back my work for my regular job, so I can do a little bit more work here for you as your only professional independent journalist in Lower Paxton. That about wraps it up for this week. I'd like to thank you if you tuned in. I will endeavor to give you some timestamps so you can jump to different topics that are on this show. I still need to do it for last week's show. It just shows you how wacky my life is. Though I'm not I'm not doing my character right now. My life truly has been wacky, very, 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 very chaotic, and although interesting and adventuresome. So hopefully I can carve out some time to finish up last week's show and also give you some information so it's easy to use this news and lifestyle magazine here today. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week here on Linglestown Gazette's News and Lifestyle Magazine. Goodbye.